controlling the tempo. Like I said, this Troy team is wanting to speed up the game. If the Cats can control that, that'll be to their advantage, and also just being patient on the offensive end.
Difficult balance between tempo and getting it to what you want. K-State likes to play in the open court, but also being patient on the offensive end. We'll talk more about that as we move on. Spicer able to get the rebound away. Here's K-State leaking out on the secondary break. Trailer three for Sides, off the mark, and a rebound to Troy. They too look to turn the tempo up the other way. And right underneath the basket, reverse layup up and in for Dyer, who we opened the broadcast talking about. Troy comes in averaging 85 points a game, beating people in their 3-0 start by an average of 33 points per contest. But this is their first road game and first challenge against a Power 5 team, and a steal as they turn Brandy Harrod over.
And that's where that patience comes in. You could see where she was wanting to go with that play, but just not enough time to let her teammate get past her so she can get downhill with that ball.
Wildcats the other way. Here's Harrod, who was in double figures as well against Texas A&M. Backing down her defender. Little hook shot up and in for the freshman who was part of that top 10 recruiting class for K-State. Harrod, Garcia, Spicer, three true freshmen all starting today for K-State. Here's Sides, the lone returner, bringing the ball up quickly for K-State. Good defensive recovery to not allow Spicer a three-point look. She's in trouble underneath the paint and turns it over. Pull-up three the other way. And another rebound for Sides. Up and down we go. Sides trying to hit Harrod, and the ball off of Troy out of bounds to K-State. A frenetic pace, Shay, to begin this game.
As we said, we're already seeing that tempo getting pushed up and down. I'd like to see a little more patience from both sides. They're kind of being quick trigger right now. Patience on the offense may be able to be an advantage, especially for these Wildcats, to slow the game down.
There's Garcia, reverse layup, falls short. She wanted a foul, didn't get it. And the Trojans push it quickly back the other way. Baez, the point guard. Dyer with it. She can shoot that long distance shot. Wants to hit her post player, Niyawo. Flushed out left side. A three-pointer in and out, no good. And Tess Heel the rebound as Imani Jenkins misfires. Heel going coast to coast, all the way to the basket. Layup, no whistle, and the ball out of bounds to Troy. So one of the keys that you said earlier was don't put K-State at the free throw line for Troy, and it looks like as frenetic and as fast and physical as this game has been to start, they're letting them kind of play a little bit.
I was just about to say they are letting some things go here early. It'll be an adjustment for some of these players to see what they are able to do offensively and defensively.
Sides this time able to create contact, draw the foul, and we'll get to the free throw line, so almost on point. As we're talking about not many whistles, the first foul of the game comes, and Jeff Mitty's team will get their first free throws with Terrence Sides, the lone returner from last year that played for K-State. They had three players back on the roster from last year's team, but Sides the only one that saw game action. And she makes the first free throw. One more coming up for the junior from Phillipsburg, Kansas. Near the hometown of Shaylin Floyd of Salina, but not quite the same area.
Close, but not quite.
A little smaller, a little farther north. Nastia Klassen's in for the first time for K-State. Native of Belgium, who has been overseas with the national team. Defends well and gets the ball going the other way. Klassen's averaged about 7.6 boards for the Belgian national team last week in competition, but it's about 3 in the morning for her body clock right now as she's flew back overnight. Two missed shots by Troy. Bodies all over the floor. Klassen's in the corner trying to save it, could not, and it is out of bounds to Troy with 16 on the shot clock.
The effort of both of these teams right now with the pace of the game is just incredible. It'll be great to see them extend this through the length of the game.
We'll be interested to see how Klassen's is feeling here a little bit later.
Absolutely, her legs are probably tired, but great to see her out on the floor.
I don't know what kind of prep you can do on a overnight flight from Europe to try and get ready to play basketball in a short time.
I'm not sure much besides get some sleep.
Isela Arenas in for K-State for the first time as well. Shot clock down under 3. Leggett will drive, skirted up and in. And Troy able to best the buzzer to tie the game. That's their first make in the last 7 shots. Spicer, little head fake. Steps in, has her shot blocked, gets the ball back. And a reset for the Wildcats. Arenas trying to get Classens inside. Instead to Garcia. That 3-ball is off the mark. And the rebound taken away by Baez. Super senior transfer from Florida Gulf Coast. In and out for Jenkins. Arenas all the way to the basket. Left hand layup. No, gets her own rebound and puts it in. Transfer from Louisville, a sophomore who didn't play a whole lot, so much like these other freshmen, kind of a newbie. One of only a few players that actually has Division I experience last season. Another quick shot by Troy. K-State running the other way. Spicer's pass a little tardy for Heel. 3 turnovers by K-State in the early going.
That give the credit to the Troy Trojans on this. They've had a hand on almost every single pass that the Cats have made so far, and also getting block shots, getting those tips.
As much as K-State has wanted to run, Trojans have quickly recovered each time, although this time Classens buries her man deep and lays it in. Pull-up 3 in transition by Dyer doesn't go. Race for the loose ball. Dyer comes away with it. Through the lane. And an offensive foul will be called. No, they're going to wave it off and say it's a foul on K-State and 1.
4 teams off in just 1 week.
Yeah, they go to Missouri coming up on Thursday. Thank you, Sophie. They got Alabama later this year as well. Southern Miss. So a pretty good, difficult non-conference schedule for this team. K-State beating the pressure with Classens, bringing it up the court, and then she traveled at the free throw line to turn it over. All right, so on this Troy team, for those that don't know, this is a team. You talk about that group of 5 level. Shaylin Martin. I mean, this is Shaylin Floyd. I keep saying because you played Shaylin Martin.
Yeah, it's all the same.
I mean, this is one of the great group of 5 teams. This is one of those opponents that when you play them, they're not a name team like maybe you'd see elsewhere, but it's going to pay off down the road because they're going to win or be near the top of their conference.
Absolutely. Having a core group come back is kind of special this day and age, especially coming off of a WNIT run like they did.
Second in the WNIT last year. 4 NCAA tournaments, trying to get back there for the first time since 2021. But 9 20-win seasons for Coach Rigby in 14 years. Longtime coach of the junior college ranks before taking this job. 12 years in the junior college ranks. First free throw missed by Niyawo. The foul a moment ago was called on Spicer. Tough call. Looked like she got a lot of basketball. Second free throw is good. Sides up the court. Spicer wide open. Anaya Foy.
Great patience by this K-State Wildcat team. The Trojans came out. They're pushing up the pressure here, and the patience was just great, finding open man, right pass, right time.
Works out for a press break for the Wildcats. Jumper goes in. Not many shots have fallen for Troy in this ball game. Again, K-State able to beat the pressure up the court. It's Spicer out on the right side. Step back 3 on its way. It's just short. The rebound hauled in by Niyawo. Troy has already put up 15 shots in this first quarter. They'll miss this shot. Put back no. Foy the rebound. And the outlet up too far out of bounds. 5 turnovers by K-State. The amount, here's K-State again on this press break. What'd you love about this?
The diagonal passes, not dribbling, just finding that open person, making the easy passes. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just find the open person and keep it simple.
Different look that K-State facing here with the press. They really haven't faced a pressing team since Tarleton State in the exhibition season. travel by Niawo, who went to the ground. Native of Cameroon, who came from Cochise Junior College. Expected contact there with Herod and didn't get it. Arenas into the lane. The pass out to Foy. She'll spot up for a three. Long rebound, Classens. And a reset. Arenas says, why not? She'll miss the three-pointer. Here come the Trojans. Moore drops it off for Dyer. May have been partially blocked from behind. Second chance, she goes to ground, no whistle. Herod comes out of there with it. And then Foy lost it out of bounds. And to go back to your key about patience, the times that K-State's turned it over, now 6 here in this first quarter, it feels like they've just been sped up a little too much.
Sped up, and also the more they're dribbling, the more they're getting themselves into trouble. When they're passing the ball on target on time, they're limiting the number of touches that the Trojans are getting on those passes.
Troy just 3 of 19 to start the game. And 0 of 6 from behind the arc. Guyon, three-pointer or long two, no. Dyer over Classens, not there. Niawo's followed, not there. And that board out of bounds to K-State. Shonda Rigby not happy with the lack of fouls that are being called right now. And again, they're letting them play. Gina Cross, Lisa Jones, Kenneth Nash. And another turnover by K-State.
Great job by the Troy defense on that press, pushing him to the sideline, kind of trapping Garcia there and not giving her many options up the court.
Tried to whip it up the floor, right sideline to test Heel, but Heel had already zagged towards the basket. Dyer. Just about to say this was the longest possession that Troy's had, but Dyer changes that quickly with a long jumper, and that allows Troy to get to their press. Sides will dribble through everyone all the way towards the basket, drops it off, and a lay-in for Herod. Defender has to make a choice at that moment. An easy lay-in and assist for Sides. Easy lay-in for Herod, easy assist for Sides. Niawo, her first field goal.
And she's a player that can definitely stretch the defense, so that's something the Cats are going to have to pay attention to moving forward in this game.
Troy has hit 3 of the last 4. Garcia goes coast to coast, misses the layup. Trojans a chance to get the lead. Guyon trying to break down Classens. Instead out hot, dribble drive, left lane line. Niawo. And a foul will be on Herod, who got up in the air and then got called for the personal. It'll be her second. 4 subs coming in for Troy. So you get a little look at this. Rule number 1, never leave your feet.
Absolutely, that's something every coach is going to preach to their players is don't go for that head fake, just stay strong in your position, and you know, if they get a great shot off, then so be it, but don't put yourself in a situation to have fouls early in a game.
Free throw good by Niawo, who hit 1 of 2 earlier. Coming in with 3 straight double-figure games to start the season, leading scorer at 17.5 a game. She'll miss the second, rebounded by Sides. Taryn slows her dribble in a bad spot, but finds Herod. Classens will let go of 3. That won't go. K-State now 0 of 7 from behind the arc. It's been a slow start to the year for K-State from 3-point distance. Under a minute to go in the first quarter, a quick moving quarter with little fouls and high tempo. And a whistle away from the ball, and 3 seconds it looks like called against the Trojans. They're not used to having a possession long enough to get 3 seconds.
That's very true. I was just thinking about that. She camped out in there. They had some opportunities to get her the ball. Not quite the right angle for the pass, and then the Cats caught onto that, and they weren't going to let the ball get in there.
So a difference of about 7.5 seconds between game clock and shot clock. K-State cannot run it all the way down. Garcia will keep it out near midcourt, signal for a play, and K-State will try and take it down as close as they can to the end of the first and have the last word. Wildcats will get the ball to begin the second. Well, miscommunication on the play. Garcia went left, so was Spicer. Out to Jordan. Long three. She hit it! The first of the day for K-State. Chance for the Trojans to answer. Near midcourt. Logo three. Not there for Jenkins. The end of one. Well, we're kindred when she was here playing. We're going to see some highlights of Shea here coming up in a little bit. When she started for the Wildcats, one of the first to play for Jeff Mittie. Gina Garcia, three-pointer, rims in. You get to be part of that inaugural group for Coach Mittie back in 2014. Now Garcia with a steal. Spicer left all alone for another long one. That'll be off the mark. Didn't quite seem like she had it all the way in her hands when she caught it and let it fly. Guy on a long three. That won't go. Spicer fouled from behind. All right, let's get a look at some of those Shea Martin highlights from what we saw back in the day here at K-State 2014 through 2018. Academic All-American for the Wildcats. What is the thing that stands out to you as you watch these highlights of you playing?
That it's been a while since I've played.
Charges drawn, school record holder in that.
Yes. Uniforms have changed just a little bit. A little bit shorter than when I played. But it's just great looking back on those memories. There's a group of us that still get together from our time at K-State, and it's really fun to talk about those past times.
Sides, reads the pass to the baseline, intercepts. She's off to the races, bumped, lays it in. Good no call as Sides initiated the contact. Legal guarding position by the defender. Pull up three by Baez. And a rundown rebound by Harrod. Had it batted away and stolen by Guyon. There have been only 4 fouls called in this game. There could have been 100. But they so far have let them go. And it has resulted in the pace continuing to speed up. Good drop off for Niyawo.
And I think you can see a little bit of the pace wearing on a few of these players, so we might anticipate a little bit more rotation through these benches.
Both teams. Tess Heel initiating offense for K-State. She'll get past Niyawo. Lay it in and one. Tess Heel, the native of Australia, who has been a calming presence for K-State. And for more on Tess Heel, let's go to Sophie Smith.
That she was really proud of how her team responded in the second half against Texas A&M on Sunday. She said that it's easy to get down on each other, but they did the complete opposite. They rallied together in that locker room. She said she heard everyone's voice at half, giving them others encouragement and allowing them to come together, and thought it was really positive and constructive.
And her leadership has been a stabilizing force on a team of newbies, if you will. That's what Jeff Mittie loves to call this group. So many young faces. Long three by Troy does not go. Arenas runs down the rebound, but it stepped on the end line, and it'll be out of bounds to Troy. Let's look at Isela Arenas. 9 turnovers in the first half for Coach Mittie's team, although it's been an 8-2 run and really an 11-2 run dating back to the end of the first quarter for the Wildcats here to get up by 9. Klassen steals the inbounds. Heel was trying to feed that through. It looked like it went off the foot of a Trojan, but ruled to get just the leg. So a turnover back by K-State. That's an even 10. Stumbling through the lanes, Sanaya Jackson able to draw the contact. That's 2 on Harrod. There's only been 3 fouls in this game on K-State, but that's 2 on Brandy Harrod. You see Harrod wanted the jump ball call, but reaching in will send Jackson to the free throw line. 9 out of 12 on the season. Both of these teams average around 22 free throw attempts a game. And so far, it's been a little limited in the free throw attempts in this one. 3 out of 5 are the Trojans. One more coming up for Jackson. Spicer returns. Harad's going to have to come out with those 2 fouls. K-State will run with 2 freshmen now on the court, or a freshman and sophomore, I guess, in Arenas. Almost a carry there on Isela. Sides, she'll take the long 3. K-State just 2 of 12 from long distance. Came into today shooting just 30% from behind the arc. Difficult finish by Imoni Jenkins. Little run here by the Trojans. Classens pickpocketed near midcourt, falling to the ground, finds Heel. Tess fakes, got the foul, and will head to the free throw line. Tess Heel reminds me of you in so many ways. Just a smaller version of Shea Floyd out there on the court.
This last possession, she read that. She knew her team was in trouble, got in the right place at the right time, and it opened up the lane for her. And great job being patient when she got to the rim, because they're letting some stuff go so she can get off 2 feet nice and strong. She's more apt to get that foul called, just like she did.
And back to the free throw line where she calmly hits the first of 2. One of the things we've mentioned in the past about Hill, she wears an old school mouth guard. It's like an Australian rules football, rugby / Australian rules football mouth guard. And she looks like, I mean, you watch that late at night on television and see the Aussies going at it. She looks like she could step on the field at any minute and play that sport with this team. Batted ball by Classens hits the back of the backboard, thus Troy maintains the possession. Rebounds even now at 19 each side. Inbounds play will go to Jackson. Tough shot by Jenkins, gets her own miss, puts it in. And after being down by 9, the gap down to 5. Arenas up the floor to Spicer. Good head fake, drive to the basket, wanted a foul and got it. And she'll get to the free throw line. So here's that thing that you talked about at the beginning. K-State seeing 3-pointers not go, attacking the basket.
Absolutely, and I was just thinking on this play, you know, she had a 3 go down, had a couple not go in. Best thing you can do is get to the free throw line, give yourself some confidence, and go from there, just letting the game come to you. And one thing on that finish I think you'll see as she matures in the game is not jump stopping and going up so quick, giving her defender time to get past, and she may even be able to turn that into an and one.
Saw that with Heel earlier. Spicer able to hit both free throws. The McDonald's All-American for K-State, the first in their history. One of the highest recruits ever for K-State, number 16 overall player in the country. Out of Warrenton, Missouri. We heard the story last game from Hannah about how she surprised everyone. Was expected to be on a visit, an official visit to Iowa, had already visited North Carolina and other top programs in the country. Ended up showing up during a meeting for Coach Mitty and walking in on the staff meeting and saying, "I'm a cat." I said, "I thought you were going to Iowa." She said, "We made a wrong turn." The rest is history. 2-person game run inside. It's missed by Sides, and then Sides trying to get in there. Gets called for the offensive foul. Defensive foul over the back. That'll be her first. Not a bad lead for Classens. It just didn't work out. And another turnover instead. 5-point lead in the early going. Neither team shooting well. K-State 36%, just 2 of 12 behind the arc. They've hit all 7 free throws, however. Troy not much better. 9 of 33 now from the field. That shot may have been partially blocked by Spicer. Sides, no look ahead to Arenas. Isela wanted to go up strong, had the ball knocked out. It'll stay with K-State. They're in the midway point of the second quarter. Batavia Salter, transfer from Georgia Southwestern, a Division II school. Before that at Mercer, is going to come in and be in the post. She'll give Dyer a breather. Spicer. And call for an offensive foul. This is the new rule this year about legal guarding position, Shaylin. It's not the same as it used to be where you had to be set. You can get offensive fouls even when the defender's moving.
that's definitely an adjustment for these players. Yeah, if you have any armbar, shove off, if they see that extension at all, they're most likely going to get called out.
Second foul on Jordan Spicer. 11 turnovers by K-State. And now an offensive foul the other way. Sides sold the contact from Jenkins. There you go. There's that arm.
Little dip in the shoulder, extension of the arm. Pretty easy call for the refs to make now.
Heads up by Sides, recognizing that a shove was likely coming. She'll read the defense here. Ahead of the trap, finds Classens. Arenas seeing an opening, will drive, miss it, but get to the free throw line. Arenas, who is left-handed, given that left lane line to drive, and a chance here to add to her line. Can light it up. Four-star recruit who went to Louisville. Didn't play a whole lot, averaged 4 points a game. Again, the daughter of Gilbert Arenas. We're going to hear more about Isela and her family a little later in the game. And Arenas already with 2 double-figure games in the first 5 for K-State. Expected to bring instant offense off the bench, and the sophomore able to rattle in the free throw. K-State 9 of 9 to start the game from the free throw line. They came into the game top 5 in the league in free throw shooting. Wildcats have led by as many as 9. Jenkins, wild on the shot. Foy, another rebound. And Sides throws it away. Forced into a trap, and that leads to a run out. But a missed layup by the Trojans, a bat out by K-State. And it'll stay with one of the more experienced teams in Division I. 7 seniors on this group for the Trojans against this young group for K-State. And Sides again, too long on the outlet. Another turnover by K-State. That goes back to that patience deal. Even Sides, a junior, but taking on more of a lion's share of the play activator. Not necessarily the point guard, but the one getting K-State into plays, and you see it results sometimes in some turnovers. Good find here by Troy to get a layup for Leggett.
Sides is that player, that returning player, you know, knows Coach Mitty's system, knows what he's wanting, so she's got to be that leader on the court. And, you know, that pass she had the last possession, it looks open, but as soon as it left her hand, you could just tell she knew she shouldn't have thrown it.
Dyer around White, could not get the ball to go. Here's Foy. Tremendous scorer at the high school level. Foy, one of those many freshmen on the court now for K-State. Foy has it batted out of her hands. It'll stay with K-State. Lead is 5 for the Wildcats. Troy has hit just 1 of the last 7, but K-State has not hit a field goal in 4 minutes plus. This sort of chaotic pace that Troy wants to keep the game at is frustrated the Wildcats at 13 turnovers and 35% shooting. Arenas around the screen from White, driving a kick. Foy around a defender, long 2, no. Arenas cleans it up.
She just kind of snuck on the backside of the defense, and they had no idea she was even there.
We were very concerned about White, and there were players blocking out White, but nobody got a body on Arenas. Travel call as Sides holds her ground, defending on the wing. Turnover by Baez. Good matchup there with Baez and her speed. We'll get more on her in a moment from Sophie Smith. Arenas decides. Classen somehow able to collar that pass and turn and score. And now a turnover as Arenas picks it off. Dribble hand off the Sides. 3-pointer too strong. Foy out of nowhere got the offensive rebound but lost it out of bounds. Let's go to Sophie Smith, who has more on the point guard for this Troy team, and Ashley Baez.
That's right, Brian. The reason why Coach Rigby recruited Ashley Baez so hard was because she knew she'd be the best fit for them because of her basketball style. She's always full steam ahead, beats everyone off the dribble, and thinks about what to do later. She's all gas and no brakes. And this offseason, she became a much better player from working on changing her speed and her three-point shot. She wants to play professionally, and Coach Rigby has no doubt that she can do it, guys.
Out of the Dominican Republic, started her career at Chapolo Junior College, and not a surprise that Shanda Rigby raiding the junior college ranks. She coached in the JUCO ranks for so many years. A lot of these players have had junior college experience and then have landed with the Troy Trojans. And now a former All-American, Baez, in the junior college ranks after a year at Florida Gulf Coast, spending her super senior season with Coach Rigby and Troy. Out of the game at the moment, frustrated that you can see. It's been a slow start for Baez, 0 of 4 from the field, trying to go inside the three-point line there on sides, but turning it over. K-State by 9. This matches their largest lead. Keyhole jumper in and out. Ramaya White the rebound. White started for the Wildcats in the last game. Foy looking for White. Tough angle on that pass. Garcia trying to create, driving a kick. Foy for a three, short. Rebound to the ground, picked up by Troy. Full head of steam for Jackson, into the lane. Whips it around to a defender, or into Leggett, who scores over a defender. She's got 6.
And there's that speed coming into play again. Gets rebound, takes off with it. Cats not quite getting their heads turned around quick enough when these Troy Trojans are coming up the court.
Well, you got to get back defensively and find a defender or find a player quickly. Here's Arenas working her magic inside, trying to go to the right hand, did not get the whistle. Trojans again, down 9, starting to put some things together. Foul called as Jackson slashes through the paint. Contact on K-State, and that's a foul on the Wildcats. It's going to be on Garcia. See, she slid over trying to prevent the lay-in. That's the 4th foul on K-State in this quarter.
That comes back to getting your head turned around when you're at about half court. I mean, these Troy guards, they're seeing backs to them, and they're just going until someone's stopping them. They're not having many passes on offense, but they're getting to the free throw line now.
4 out of 6 are the Trojans at the line. Mentioned it earlier, they get to the line about 22 times a game, so this is also part of their game. Jackson's hit all 3 free throws she has shot, and now all 4. And a near steal on the inbound. Mentioned that we heard it from Sophie about being all gas, no brakes from Baez. I think that could pretty well apply to everyone on the team right now for Troy. Talk about having their hair on fire. They have come into Manhattan, Kansas, playing at an extreme high tempo. Sides all the way to the basket, never stopped, missed the shot. Rebound taken away. The Trojans have it with Dyer. Corner 3. And Heel able to get a block out to get the rebound. 1:30 to go before the end of the half.
That was a smart decision by Heel. She saw White running up the court, but she knew that wasn't going to be a good position for White to be in when she caught it. And that's just a very headsy play by a very good guard.
Got White a shot down on the block, but she was a little too strong with it. Now a chance to get within a possession again. Pulled up for Dyer, not there, and Heel another rebound. Heel coming off a game where she popped for 15 points. Garcia getting downhill to the basket, running left-hander, not there. There's White, put back up and in.
Great patience by the Cats that time. They let the defense settle and get what they wanted and didn't get forced into a bad shot.
3-pointer by Edwards does not fall. Troy has yet to hit a 3 out of 13 tries. And now with the game clock and shot clock difference about 4 seconds, K-State will run time. And Garcia trying to get the final play here of this second quarter. Garcia backing her defender down, wanted to get the pass to White. It's knocked away. Trojans with 5 seconds. Moore working the sideline, and she threw it away. Just a second left as K-State will have a 3/4 court heave, most likely coming up here to end this first half. Chaos abounding, but the Wildcat defense holding Troy to 25% shooting in the first half. 35 points at the break for Jeff Binney's club. They lead by 7 thanks to defense against the Troy Trojans. Coach Rigby and the Trojans trying to get shots in the corners against this K-State D. Dyer out on the wing. It's been an 0 for 13 start from behind the arc for this squad. Another kick ball that wasn't called. K-State brings it up on a turnover by Troy. Spicer, a head fake around Dyer, drops it off for Harad. Fouled in a bucket. This will be on Niyawo, and it's her 3rd.
That was just a great pass by Spicer. On the move, those are tough passes, and Harad was ready for it. You have to have both of them on the same page to have those plays, end the way you want them to.
Harad on the free throw line. She has struggled there this season and misses this one. Just 12 of 26 is Harad at the free throw line. K-State's bigs have put Niyawo in a tough spot with 3 fouls. She'll turn and shoot here, miss it. The rebound, Harad gets it for K-State eventually. And back the other way comes the Wildcats. Sides a pull-up 3 just off the front iron. K-State 2 of 16 from behind the arc, and Sides now 0 of 5. She's had some pretty good looks.
The Cats have good looks from the 3-point line, but like we talked about in the first half, when those aren't falling, they've got to find ways to get to the free throw line.
Where they've succeeded 9 out of 10. That Harad miss was the first miss from the line today. A pushing foul on a drive baseline by Troy. That'll be on Garcia, her 2nd. Garcia, the last 2 games, averaging 13 points, 4.5 assists. That's coming into play today. Long 3 by Jenkins. No. Still looking for the first 3 to go down for Troy. Baez back in there at the point. Baez a long 3. That's the first one to go for the Trojans.
And the funny part about this is we've been talking about K-State having the patience. Troy's turned it around this second half, and coach must be telling them to take their time and not rush into their shots.
Drive here by Baez. Wanted the call, didn't get it with the fall to the ground. K-State back the other way. Spicer steps around a defender. She'll let it fly. That's back iron, no. The rebound, Dyer for the Trojans. Lead down to 6 as Troy brings the ball up the court. Yabo still in there with those 3 fouls. Jenkins lets go and hits. It's a 2. Her foot was on the line. But a good start to the second half for a Trojans team that shot just horribly in the first half. And there's the pressure. And a throwaway by K-State. Bailed out on the tap by Baez. Amazing that that's the first 3 that goes for the Trojans after so many great looks. That one from well behind the arc. This near another 3. K-State has 4 seconds to get it across midcourt. Garcia fouled as she tried to bring it across the timeline. Jenkins the guilty party, and that's her 3rd. So that helps K-State get out of a shot clock or a 10-second count at midcourt. Sub for the Trojans. Jackson's going to come into the game, replacing Jenkins. So you got 3 on Jenkins, 3 on Niyawo. Niyawo's going to stay in there. little bit of a gamble here by Rigby. Sides will throw into Garcia. Trying to free up Sides on the right side. She gets in the lane, drops it off for Harad. Reverse layup up and in. So athletic is Harad, former Oklahoma City star. What a move by Leggett, but Harad the rebound and an outlet ahead to Arenas. She'll run out, missed the layup. Spicer right there. What a pass and a sequence from Harad.
Great outlet, but great job by Spicer not giving up on the play. You just got to assume your teammate's going to miss, and she did a great job cleaning up that play.
Yawo the other way, finally getting on track. She's got 7. It's her 3rd field goal. Arena sets her feet. Line drive 3 does not go, and Yawo the rebound. Yawo has 8 instead of 7. Here's a 3 by Baez. Well short, falls right in the lap of Spicer. Sides. I think she wanted Harad. Now she'll throw it to her, and Harad is fouled from behind by Baez. 3 fouls now on the Trojans in this quarter, and we're not even midway through. Here comes Claessens back in for Spicer. Spicer 7 points, but 8 rebounds in this game. Shea Martin-like type numbers back in the day.
That's true. She's doing those little things. The 3-point shot isn't going for her right now, but she's not letting that determine how she's playing. She's getting in, getting the rebounds, playing solid defense, and that's what you got to do when your part of your aspect of your game isn't going right. Find something else that you can do to contribute to the team.
I said it was Baez on the foul. It was actually Jackson. It's her 2nd. And truthfully, yes, those are good rebounding numbers that are near what you did, but we haven't seen anybody take a charge yet this year for K-State, so truthfully no one can compare.
I would really love to see more charges drawn because that is such a momentum shifter for a team.
Harder to do these days with the legal guarding position. Got to be there before a player takes off. Turnover by K-State, 3 seconds at the lane. Turnovers at 16 for K-State, just 2 so far in this 3rd quarter. It's been about this, a 2-possession lead for K-State since early on. Dyer, tough shot and a foul. That'll be on Harad, and that's her 3rd.
That was going to be a tough shot anyway, and Harad just bailed her out by bringing that arm down. If she'd gone straight up, I think she could have had that rebound and been going the other direction.
Anytime you swipe down at the ball, even if you get all ball, most of the time it's going to result in a foul call. So Harad now with 3 is going to have to come out. Spicer returns. Short rest for Jordan Spicer. And Dyer to the free throw line, her first chance to get there. 50% shooter, and she'll miss the first. WNIT All-Tournament team last year, first team Sun Belt Conference selection. The preseason first team pick this year, expected to vie for Player of the Year honors. She has 5 points. She's had a tremendous start, though, rebounding the basketball this year. 8 boards in this game, double-figure boards the last couple of games. Averaging a double-double. Claessens driving, could not lay it in. Falls to the ground to get the loose ball, still fighting for it. And a tie-up, the arrow to K-State. Claessens showing some hustle, even though it's 4 in the morning currently in Belgium, according to her body clock.
You can tell after that possession it had taken quite a bit of her energy out, but she's popping right back up, and I mean, you got to give her credit for that.
Young lady that was taken in the WNBA draft, turned it down, decided to stay in Europe initially, then got the offer to go to K-State. Too good to pass up. Junior, after 2 years of pro in Belgium. She'll shoot a guarded 3 and hit it. She's got that touch from the outside, the European 3 ball from a 6'2 forward. And the Wildcats are up by 8. That's just their third 3. A Dyer answer 3 does not fall. Good rebound by Guyon. She'll turn and shoot a long 2. Sides the weak side rebound. 6th board for Sides. Sides picks up her dribble, needs some help. Kind of a 5-out look here for K-State, spreading the floor. Klassen's another chance off the iron.
That 5-out is a good look for them, not having the size advantage. If they can spread and give themselves opportunities to drive to the rim.
And there is a charge taken by K-State. Shaylin Floyd, if you could see her, was pumping her fist. No, but you were excited.
To be the first K-State women's basketball player to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning to get shots up. And it's a testament to the habits that her mom instilled in her today.
Yep, you've seen it and heard about her work ethic. It's legendary in that regard. The earliest that the Ice Family Basketball Center opened up was 5 a.m. And a travel is going to be called here on the drive by Baez, a turnover by Troy. The earliest was 5 a.m. Otherwise, she would have been there at 4 a.m. trying to get in there and do what she did out west in California. Basketball runs in her blood. Spicer going up for the shot, gets absolutely crushed, and a foul on Troy. Spicer will be all right. And that was a hard hit. Right in the gut as you go up for the shot. See, it kind of knocked the wind out of the Trojans. Foul is on Baez. 5th foul on the Trojans, so free throws regardless the rest of the way here in this third quarter. Spicer to the free throw line. Will miss the first. She's got one more coming up. Hard to shoot free throws when you get people in football, like if you fall in the football, you get the wind kind of knocked out of you. It's kind of the same thing here. She took that shot right as she was gathering to go up. Kind of knocks the wind out of you for a minute. 8 points for Spicer to go along with 8 boards. Going back to Arenas, though, getting up at 4 a.m. You know something a little bit about getting up early, chores, you know, dealing with the horses and all that when you were growing up, right? But 4 a.m. to get up shots, what do you think about that?
I love that. That just is a testament to her work ethic and what she's willing to put in to make herself better, but also to make her team better.
Her father, Gilbert Arenas, the former NBA player, but good story there on Laura Govan, who played at New Mexico. And then Gina Garcia showing that ability to get to the basket. Kind of come into her own as a point guard for the Cats, a true freshman that had a breakout European tournament for K-State, or for also Team Spain, the national team, and that team in Portugal. Jeff Mitty went over and watched her win MVP honors and leading her team to the Eurobasket Championship. Back in is Niyawo, unable to be successful on a drive. A kick to Baez, blocked by Klassen's on a block out. Then a drive by Baez, not successful. Dyer's put back, no. Third try, not there, and a rebound and a foul, and it's Sides who got hit in the face underneath. Now, Sides has been nursing a fracture in her nose, and she may have taken a pop to this. That might have been friendly fire from Jordan Spicer on an elbow. And sure enough, a bloody nose for Sides coming out of this. She again had a fracture in there, a hairline fracture in her nose that she was playing with. So that may have been already one that was, boy, not much contact needed before a pop. And we got a foul here on this play. And they're going to go take a look at it on the monitor.
The play is under review for a potential upgrade.
So a foul on Spicer, upgrade, according to Gina Cross, to take a look at this. I don't think there was anything in here that looked like it was untowardly towards Troy. But we'll get a look at it here and see what they're looking at. Look at Spicer going for the ball. That's where she caught Spicer, or caught Sides,
There is no additional penalty on the play. It will be Troy's ball underneath the basket. All clocks are correct. Actually,
so they're going to get an over-the-back call on Spicer. That's her third. So now Harad and Spicer each with 3. Klassens is put in 18 minutes coming off a plane that was an overnight from Europe. So you're running a little, and you're without already the Janessa Cotton, who is out with an injury. K-State hopes to have her back and expects her back for the Green Bay game, but unknown at this point. So you're a little thin in the post with foul trouble and injury. Leggett, haven't heard much from her here tonight. A quiet 6 points. K-State's largest lead here at 14. Trying to separate on a 9-0 run. Niyoy, and a drop pass underneath from Niyawo goes right out of bounds, and a turnover to K-State.
Good defensive effort by Spicer on that one, keeping her to her right hand because she's one that wants to go back to that left side, and Spicer played that just right.
Doing it with 3 fouls, no less. Spicer with a basketball. Closing in on a double-double. Arenas looking to get some room. She's left open here. She'll shoot the three-pointer. It got a little bit off kilter as she moved to her left. And the rebound taken by Troy. Whipped inside to Dyer. Has Arenas pinned underneath, and she'll score.
And Troy's doing a good job finding those mismatches. Like you said, K-State isn't deep in the post right now, so they're trying to find their size mismatches and have success in the paint because they're not having it on the three-point line.
No, 1 out of 17 of the Trojans from long distance. 2 minutes to go in the third or so. Garcia to Spicer, 10 on the shot clock. She'll let go a long 3. The high arcer doesn't fall, but the rebound to Tess Heel. Reset coming for K-State. Arenas to the basket, floater, no, rebound, Niyawo. Tough day for Arenas shooting the ball. Come so close, had a few go in and out. Three-pointer right side doesn't fall. Rebound Spicer for K-State, then she is fouled underneath. 9 boards for Spicer. And it'll go on Guyon. That'll go to the other end. 2 free throws coming up for K-State on what is the 7th foul in this period. Spicer just 1 of 6 behind the arc, but 8 points, 9 boards, 2 assists. And at the line, 3 out of 4. Trying to get double figures for the 2nd straight game and the 3rd time this year. Won the knockout contest at the McDonald's All-American game. And she is in double figures for the 3rd time this season. She'll check out, get a breather here to end the 3rd as Anaya Foy comes in for K-State, freshman for freshman. Harad also back in with her 3 fouls. Leggett downhill, blocked by Harad. Foy also in the vicinity. Garcia ahead to Harad. Quickly it's swung over. Heel left wide open for a 3. Swish! Tess Heel has a high arcing 3-point shot, but it goes in more times than not. Foy with a pickpocket of Baez. Ahead it goes to Harad. Running layup goes. She's in double figures for the 2nd straight game. And now K-State starting to pull away. A 7-0 run, part of a larger 16-2 run by K-State. Niyawo with a rebound. Offensive putback slammed off the glass and in. She's into double figures with 10.
She was able to spin back to that left hand, and that's where she's very deadly.
Called it. Foy nearly traveled with it. Found Garcia. Game clock and shot clock significant enough that Troy will get a good possession after this. Claessens gets her defender in the air. Free throw line jumper is good.
Great patience to get her defender off her feet. You know, she's been a threat from that 3-point line, and she made him pay, getting that nice, easy pull-up jumper.
18-4 run here by Kansas State to end the 3rd. Troy trying to get the last word of the quarter. Baez spinning on Garcia, and a foul on Garcia. That will be her 3rd. K-State had a foul to give. See if that's a shooting foul or on the floor. And it will be a shooting foul. So 2 free throws coming up for the Trojans with less than 5 seconds left of the third quarter. That's time enough, Shaylin, for K-State to maybe get something up the court and get a final shot here.
If they can get a quick out of bounds if it goes in, or if not, getting it quick sideline passes and have a shooter ready in the corner, you have a chance to get a good shot off.
Seen some heroics at the end of quarters and end of game from Garcia. Can it be another here at the end of the third? Troy gets the ball first to begin the fourth. Baez hits the first free throw. One more coming up. Heard about her earlier from Sophie. Missed the second. Rebound falls to Heel. Heel checks the clock. Runs up, wanted to pull up. It's Harad at the buzzer. Couldn't hit it. And we are at the end of 3 quarters. Still an 8 rate defensively, holding this Troy team to 25% shooting and 1 of 18 from behind the arc. As we go to the fourth quarter, Troy with the basketball. Brian Smolder along with Shaylin Floyd and Sophie Smith. 24-13 third quarter by K-State, including an 18-5 run the last 6 minutes. 3-pointer put up on the wing will miss by the Trojans. That has not been their shot all night long. And the ball saved in by Dyer right to Gina Garcia. And just have not been able to get anything in this second half from beyond the arc. Garcia all the way underneath the basket. 10 on the shot clock. Foy drives, has it blocked. Long 3 put up. That won't fall. Another offensive rebound. Dyer sticks it up and in.
And once again, we're seeing that tempo, pushing the ball up the floor, getting those quick shots versus earlier in the half they were slowing it down and looking for different shots in their offense versus the fast break options.
Coach Rigby back in the state of Kansas. She coached for a year at Tabor. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later. Her team has hung its hat on reboundings year in and year out. That has been the calling card for Troy under Shonda Rigby. Shanda Rigby, I should say. Harad able to get inside. She's got 12 points. 46 rebounds tonight for the Trojans, who have led the nation in rebounds the last few seasons. Look at this number. 7 years in a row. They have led in rebounds per game as a team, and Dyer coming into play tonight in the top 4 of the nation in rebounds. She's got 11 boards in this game. Heel drive and a kick.
Well, you can see they don't quit on any possessions. They, offensive or defense, they are wanting that ball and they are scrappy.
Good steal in the backcourt by K-State's Anaya Foy. 5th steal of the year, make it 6th steal of the year for Foy. Another one of those promising freshmen for K-State. Great length in this class by K-State with Harad, Foy, and then Foy takes an offensive foul. That's going to be number 4 on Jackson. Look at the long arms of Foy. Put up eye-popping numbers at the high school ranks. Glassens gets a round of applause, and her return to the lineup for K-State gets a breather. Foy scored almost 700 points in a single season as a junior in the high school ranks to set a school record. Foul will be on Moore. Trojans getting aggressive here in the fourth quarter, as you said, trying to turn that tempo up, but now 3 fouls here in the fourth quarter in the danger of putting K-State at the line. Quickly here in the fourth. Moore going for the steal, could not get it against Garcia. Garcia, drive and a kick. Heel a corner 3. Got it!
Cats did a great job kind of testing out what the defense was doing. They kind of looked like they were between a zone in a matchup, and they just took their time to find nice, easy pass, easy shot.
Garcia so good at that, finding the right player. And Heel, you worry about Spicer, you worry about Sides in Arenas and their threes, and then there's Heel just kind of hanging around.
Hillsborough, Kansas gave her a chance to be the head coach of their women's basketball program. She said that whole experience was so unreal for her and her family, the best people she's ever been around, and they bought an 80-year-old house that had never been a lock put on the front door. And she continued to say that it was just such a great opportunity for her and her family to be in Kansas for the time that they were.
Great story, Sophie. Thank you. That was so great hearing her share that, and just getting the return here to the Sunflower State. Good memories, obviously, from early on when she started out. Sides cannot get a three-pointer to fall here tonight. 0 of 6 behind the arc, despite some good looks. Went from there to the junior college ranks, spent 12 years working in junior college, and has applied some of those junior college recruiting philosophies, working relationships, never closing doors with kids, to help her build the program at Troy. Tess Heel, another double-figure game for K-State. Garcia trying to get Sides on track. Sides, who took that shot to the nose and had a bloody nose earlier, looks to be all right. Here's Foy with a pretty mid-range jumper. I'm telling you, Anaya Foy, Shaylin, could be someone as she grows into this game, and really the team overall grow into their game playing at this level. Another threat for K-State on the offensive end.
She does a great job of letting the game come to her. She's very versatile, can spread the floor, get to the rim, rebounds, but she doesn't force anything. And it's great to see in a young player of not getting caught up in certain aspects of the game and just letting it come to her.
Sides finally gets one to fall on a turnaround jumper. This team as a whole, it is early. We mentioned the schedule that K-State has played. The Yawo could not get one to go. Foy, another rebound. Wildcats with all these scouts over the last 10 days trying to learn teams over 2 days. And you're a young team, you're a new team, 10 new faces, blended it from all over the world trying to play together. And all these young players, 10 of the 12 on the K-State's roster did not play in a Division I game last year. And now you're trying to figure it all out and learn scouts and go to class. And needless to say, K-State will be a much different team in March than they are right now. Guyon back-to-back threes. K-State's hit 5 of the last 7 shots. Not getting anything to fall for a while. The second half has been a much different story. Wildcats now up to 42% shooting, hitting 52% of their shots in the second half alone. Garcia on a dribble drive. Scoop shot, couldn't get it. 8 points, 4 assists for Garcia.
You can see that the Cats are really trying to slow the pace down and take advantage with the score that it is, so that they can run through some plays and get more of that game experience in with their plays, like you said, learning as we go.
Sides, sometimes say it's all, you just need one to go, right?
Now she can relax. I know that's something she probably was worried about, but we've looked and she's filling the stat lines in multiple categories. Assists, steals, rebounds. She's one of the top rebounders tonight. And, you know, like we've been saying, it'll come to her. She's a great shooter. Just give her some time and she'll do a great job with what she's given.
And took a charge. I mean, all those lines, right? And she took a charge tonight, the first of the season for K-State, for her. As you see Sides bury the three and kind of look upwards of thank you. Finally got one to go. For the soft-spoken Taryn Sides, Jeff Biddy's challenging her to be more vocal this year. You never had a problem with that. You also had Kendra Wiesman, who was a great leader on your team. But I know you've played with players, right, who have been soft-spoken. They become seniors. How hard is that to come out of your shell? And what do you have to do as a player to come out of your shell?
That is a big transition, especially coming from the teams that she's been playing on. She's just got to open up and just, you know, she's got to know that she's the leader now. She's the upperclassman. She's the only one returning, and she knows how things need to run on this team. And I think she's doing a great job. And as the season goes, she's going to come more and more into that role on and off the court.
Sides trying to fire one off there, could not. See, K-State's next game is at Green Bay. We'll have it for you here on ESPN Plus at 1 o'clock. up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. K-State will fly to Manhattan on that American Airlines flight. Multiple flights daily to Dallas and Chicago out of Manhattan, Kansas on American Airlines. K-State will head up on one of those. Great addition to, of course, the Little Apple, many, many years now. Manhattan Regional Airport, and then they'll bus up to Wisconsin, play that game, and then save the charter flights for conference play. Ramaya White will come in. Foy will come out along with Harad. Good minutes here in the fourth quarter, though, for K-State. Foy getting a high five from Jeff Mitty for her play in the fourth quarter as she comes out in a little conversation. Pulled up three-pointer left wing goes in. Dinkins going to be frustrated. 2 threes in a row for her in the fourth after missing all those threes earlier.
And a lot of good looks earlier. Just once again, on both sides of the ball, it's just not been falling from the three-point line.
Spicer left wide open. Trailer three.
All you got to say is it's not going in, and then you're going to get some to fall.
Raining threes here in this fourth quarter after the two teams were ice cold in the first 3 frames. A combined 8 of 17 behind the arc from these two here in the fourth quarter. Spicer, a guilty party on a foul here as we see her on the late trailer. This is something that all of these players for K-State are going to love to do, and it'll be something we'll see. It'll be interesting as teams begin to scout, see that on film, how attentive they are on late trailers coming down the court for K-State.
And we talked about turning and finding your man at half court, but late in these games, it's easy to catch yourself just getting to the paint to protect it, and then you turn around, and by that point, it's hard to recover back to those trailing threes.
Leggett will miss the second after hitting the first. Spicer able to cover the rebound, so that's a double-double for Jordan Spicer. 13 points, 10 rebounds. So she's got her second double-double in 3 games. Arenas in for the Wildcats. She'll drive hard, left-hand layup up and in for Isela. Has great blow-by ability. Shanda Rigby will use her final timeout with 1:43 left. She tries to work on things with her team. Again, it's about the finish. The group of 5 league, like the Sun Belt, you're looking at the Sun Belt tournament. You're looking at the Sun Belt finish of the regular season. Try and make some noise here, yes, with some of these non-conference games, but you're really pointed towards your conference tournament, winning that to get to the NCAA tournament. Tonight's been a special night for a couple of Wildcats, but Jordan Spicer, the leading scorer for K-State, 13 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for the McDonald's All-American. You said it best earlier, Jordan has done a great job of not settling when she was missing shots, of just letting that get her down. She's made a big impact on the glass early, and that led her getting more points.
Getting rebounds, getting to the free throw line, and we've seen late in the game, she's gotten her shot to fall, giving her some confidence. But if she can do it this game in and game out, just filling that stat sheet, she's going to have a great season.
10 boards, 8 of them on the defensive end, plus minus, which is usually a hit or miss stat. Sometimes it can tell you a lot, but plus 17 on the plus minus chart for Spicer, who has played 20 minutes in today's game. And that's about what these Wildcats, as this group, they will play all 10 usually in a game, especially when Cotton is back and healthy. And they'll all average about 20 minutes. They're trying to get away from the time when they were running players like yourself 35 minutes plus out there in a game.
That just really wears on a player throughout the season, especially with as competitive as the Big 12 is this season. You've got to have fresh legs by the time you get to the tournament.
State trying to get back to the NCAA tournament. Expectations low because of all the newcomers for K-State, picked right in the middle of the pack at number 7 in the preseason poll. But a highly touted class at number 10 in the country. Michaela Parks left wide open, couldn't hit the 3. Crowd's been waiting for Parks to hit one of those. She's 0 of 5 to start the season. This is her first year playing after 3 years injured. Sides another rebound. That's her 9th. So 9 points, 9 boards, 6 assists for Sides with 3 steals. Arenas could not hit the 3. 1 minute to go in the game. For a Wildcat team that had struggled a bit offensively the last few games, they popped for 81 here today against a Trojan team that came in averaging just allowing 52 points a game. Moore left elbow jumper does not go, and a lot of whistles underneath as Parks got tied up with Salter trying to get the rebound. They're going to get Parks for the foul. Caleb Parks' younger sister Keely over at Kansas, part of their top 10 recruiting class. The Jayhawks with some highly touted pieces coming in this year for Brandon Schneider. Cincinnati also secured a top 10 recruiting class this year, led by Dee Alexander. But Alexander, right before the season started, announced that she had a foot injury and she would miss the first semester of games, and it has really hampered Cincinnati's start of the Big 12, at least in non-conference play. It'll be a totally different team when she gets in there, one of the nation's top recruits. Parks, the strip on the drive by the Trojans. Corner three coming for Jenkins. She's hit 3 in the fourth quarter to have a game-high 15 points. Final 20 seconds. Kingston will get across midcourt and likely dribble this one out. Those end the Trojans' undefeated start. Jeff Biddy's team will bounce back with a home win. They'll get to 4-2 on the season. End up with 3 in double figures, but 8 with 8 points or more in a balanced attack today for K-State. Before we hear from Jeff Biddy, coming up with Sophie Smith, Jordan Spicer led the way for the Wildcats. What was your first takeaway of this game from K-State and what you saw here as a positive?